No, for us, it's one is the program, and the other one is the feedback. Let me open, leave it open. Hello, everybody. You can scan the QR codes over there, and you're welcome to start to coming in.
Claudio, do you want me to be here and tell people about it, or
Can you?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Hey, how are you doing? Good.
Good, good. Dr. Bennett just.
Thank you. Hi.
This is Achilles. Yes.
Hi. You're the one that are the aerials. Ah, I want to show you the studio. She's an aerialist too. Yeah. You're gonna like this studio.
For you. The wine is for you, and then something for Dr. Bennett and a card. Okay.
Maybe I keep the Dr. Bennett. Cool. So, scan. There is a feedback, which is a part of the assessment. So, yeah, it's bad. It's annoying. Did you? Okay.
Yo, man.
That's what I'm doing at something. Tão cheirosinho.
Tipo.
Like salsa with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I love how everybody just dressed up.
Yeah, I was working with
MFAs.
I mean, yeah,
Let's go MFAs. Programmer for the feedback, or both at the same time?
No, they are. I didn't know how to put them together.
Oh.
So I should actually. I didn't think about it. One is one, the other is other.
Cool. I guess I'll do that.
You know this was graduate.
Well, I know that Alex is here.
I heard that laugh.
Wow. Scan it. Should I start? Yeah, 3 more minutes.
We can.
What we doing later? What we doing?
Cleaning.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta use the room after.
Let's turn this mic off. All right, let's. So, first, I would like to say thank you to everybody that's here today. It has been challenging entering the program in a pandemic time, manage all this difficulty in the sides of teaching and all the duties that I have to do for my work, but it's what actually really pushed me to get into this program was the environment of LSU environment. It's like this department pushes me to like, oh, I may should do this. And I'm finishing it. I thought I'm not going to be able to finish anything because it's online. It was first time online program that I got into it, and then I got pretty methodic with this. That's the reason I was able to do. So this is Plasticized is a film that it's a theme that comes with me since 2010. I did the first choreography on this subject of waste, plastic waste, for a solo of senior undergrad in University of Illinois. And then a few semesters ago, last spring ensemble, I did an entire show called Hot Air, in which I include this plastic waste also into it. And now is this film. It was, I chose to do the film because we didn't know. Originally, it was supposed to be a live performance, but because of pandemic, I didn't know what's going to happen, what the virus, and then I decided to, well, let's try a film, which is a new venue for me, and it's like a foreign ground. So I learned a lot throughout this process of editing and getting the film. Besides of all the film were filmed into a chroma key or green box. We made in a studio. So it's all new to me, but I think I had a very good support from the department. Let me use the whole facility, everything I have here. And the aerialists, they're on the back, there's someone on the front. And the faculty, Susan, they're always like, yes, go for it. You should go, you should do it. So, and then now I'm finishing it. So for today, let's try and see what do you think. So on the front there is a QR code for assessment, feedback assessment, which is a part of my thesis. So I need to fill out that thing. So I appreciate if you fill that assessment. And for people at home and information on YouTube, you can find the link in there too. So please do it for me. I appreciate it. Let's get this party started, right?
I can feel the oxygen from the outside into my carbon dioxide cove. I can feel the oxygen. I can feel the oxygen pressing, pressing, opposite. pressing, 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 pressing. Pressing, no body is pressing. I can feel the oxygen. I can feel the oxygen pressing somebody I never went pressing up here. I can feel pressing. And where are you? In the sea, in my sea, swimming. You are swimming, and I am, and we are. And there is a buoy, an island, and a lighthouse. There is a family who care about the earth. If only we didn't ruin it for them. I spent a lot of years willing myself to grow wings, to transform, to fly.
All right, so I would like to bring the people that are involved with this to the front. Yeah. Yeah, we started this process last semester, and it was really a joy of, beside the theme, a joy of working together, collaborating, and anyway, so we are here now for you to, if anybody have a questions or we can answer or something you come to your mind when you watch this, feel free to ask. We want to hear from you.
The poetry at the end, was that something that was with you your whole life? Like, what is that from? Like,
Fernando Pessoa is a Portuguese poet. I've been following him since I was a teenager. And this poem, I think, came in both, came back to me because I knew this poem before, came back to me with the pandemic times like this. It's exactly what we are going through. And it also matches with the theme that I'm trying to do here. The whole thing about aerial dance for me, it's, I don't want to see what we keep saying during classes we're teaching. We don't want to see a pile of tricks. We want to see something that means, that has maybe a narrative. It doesn't need to be that, have a narrative all the time, but also needs to, it's not just put one trick, another trick, another trick. So I started using a Laban movement analysis. That is the whole research applying to aerial silks to see how can you extract, because there's this aerial circus and aerial dance, and then it's always intersects in all the time. Like even the, for the first one on the circus is a Julie, what is his name? Leotard. He creates the first trapeze. So actually the Leotard name came from him. So because of his costume. So, and then it became something in ballet. So dance and circus are always like intertwined together all the time. So that's the whole thing. And I want to divert from the wow factor of the tricks from the silks and do something more simple that has a deep meaning. A lot of people say, "Oh, recycle." When those things start to happen, I'm not going to be here, but there's going to be people here, and then we need to take action. We are running out of time. Yes.
Hi, I have a couple of questions about art. How did you come up with all the silks braided together and then all of them?
That's interesting. A couple, I think the last MFA cohort here that was teaching, actually was the one before that, like 3 or 4 years ago. We started playing in the movement studio with 5 silks, and it's like, and then there's this folk dance in Brazil called pau de fita, that it's a ribbon on a thing, and you go around and start to breathe in them. That's what the first idea came from. But then it's like, oh, I want to use this. And for me, that represents the tree, like a tree alive. Tree means there's a lot of meaning into it, the tree kind of thing. It's spiritual, church does that, Father, Spirit, and whatever. Yeah. And there's in a lot of religions, in a lot of places, that the tree is complementing each other and then to create something divine or whatever that means. Yeah.
And then my other question about that was how it felt being in the 3 all in the silk. Because like y'all were, I mean, it looked like y'all were like pulling on each other's silks to be holding up, and it was.
It takes like what, 10 minutes a piece just to get in your own.
Getting it is hard
Because you pull the whole thing.
Yeah, and then it's counterbalancing each other.
Yeah.
So you're kind of moving all around. So
It was fun too. To get it, yeah.
It's probably one of the scarier things that I've tried, because I don't know if at one point you can see we just are hanging there and we're like over just bags.
Yeah.
So it was like a fear factor, but we were like holding on for life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the tree of life.
All right.
I want to talk about, I want to hear about the creative process with like the visual effects. Like, I saw the green screen stuff. Did you guys also fill the whole floor with plastic?
Yes, yes, yeah. It was, the green screen was a challenging because it was the first time I was doing this, and to get the scene, and the ceiling didn't have a green screen, and then neither the back. So I have to. And then one time I filmed like, oh, I got the ceiling, and I don't want to show the ceiling, so I have to figure out how to fulfill that, to fill the whole screen. And then another thing that came up is it needs to be like straight, no wrinkles, no shades of lights on it. Otherwise, get really difficult to put the background pictures in it. But I figured out how to do a little. It's better. The first attempt, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to do this. So, but researching and looking things, I end up find the solution for a little flaws that was in the film. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Just still talking about the creative process, because I know at first it was going to be a live performance, and then you had to go into video, and then just working. Like, was that like did you guys come up with some things that inspired you and some ideas, or you already came in with a plan, or it was just a blend of all of it, and then how it changed once you had to go film it? So,
we were constantly shouting ideas at Claudio. We were like, what if we did this, or what if we did this? So it took like our minds too. I mean, like, he obviously had the master plan and all the scenes written out, but like the shapes and the silks and like the way like Paige performed her piece, it was the same sequence that we did, but it looked so different.
Mhm.
So I think that just came with like our individuality, I'd say.
There was some improv as well.
Yeah.
We improv with the bomb movements, and
Yeah,
that came from that as well.
we use a feel of the concept of La Bamba. I try to do a little the basic stuff: body, space, effort, time, and we actually play with a few action drives. That it's something that Alaban used a lot, poking and all those actions in there. And then we figured out. So I'm not, for me, creating something, it has to have the input from the performers, because they going to do that. I'm just outside saying what I'm seeing, and I always like to have somebody coming in and watch things and see how. Even them, I would pull some out, like, what do you think? And then a bunch of okay, let's start over. So that those things, that those collaboration, this is what I love about doing perform arts. So it's the collaboration with other artists that give this spectrum of the show. So yeah, Gabi.
Okay, now I gotta think of another question.
Okay.
That was my question.
Okay.
I did notice something cool though. So as y'all mentioned, the choreography that Paige had and everything, that was the choreography you all had, and it looked very different, but in essence it was the same. Whenever it came to having to make it a video and having those sanctions repeat over and over, it kind of felt like a tie to your quote about it being interruptions and repetition and thing happening over and over. Was that something that you felt could have been communicated live, or is that something that just kind of happened in video and it emphasized your point?
I think it could repetition, so we could repeat. We actually could rewind the movement, go to one direction, and then come back to the other direction. The same, like almost like backward in the film, and live performance for me to create, to produce, and put it on the stage. It's never easy, but it's something that I'm used to. Doing that forever, but film was like, again, something. Oh my God, We have in Montclair State University, where the program is, we had dance technology. So it gives us a basic skills to dive into that, and knowing that, oh, you're doing that. So I have no idea about frames per second, all this kind of stuff that I didn't know. Chroma key, I didn't know even that I was called chroma key. And other platforms that we got taught by. So that create the skills that I needed to start the film. So it's a venue that I'm kind of, I kind of like it. I think I want to go deeper into this thing of filming, and here, where better place to be at LSU, where we have a film program here. So a lot to learn still. And it's the thing about arts. You keep learning, you keep upgrading, and getting somewhere, I hope. Yes.
Sorry, I have another thing.
It's okay.
So as I was watching it, the silk, I guess when I watch like silk performances with a narrative, my brain like associates the silk with a thing. And so I was seeing it with all the bags on the ground and all the bags in the green screen background, seeing it as the silk, like as the plastic and as like all of these things, and like getting tied up in it. And then with the final image, which was beautiful, with the black bags hanging from the white silk. And so I guess I just wanted to know if that was like what you were thinking with like what the silk was to you guys, or if it was completely different, because that would be cool too.
Originally, no. So originally for me, the silk was it's like when you watch the news, everybody's like the millionaires try to go out of space. People are trying to find a new planet, but we don't have that technology yet. So the silk is kind of a route of escape. So I'm trying to get out of this because we are being buried by plastic. There's nothing. I mean, you can buy, everything has plastic in it. And 80% of them end up on the landfill. So it's not a, and then and then it's a escape of route, but it doesn't have really escape because it ends on a certain point of in the ceiling or where the silk is hanged. So it's not really a road of escape because you can't escape. So it's the same kind of analogy with these people trying to find another planet, try to go out of space, making the space a tourism. Like there's a lot of things to do here. Why don't they get this money and invest on the environment? So that's it's the basic idea of the silk. Yep.
I was going to ask what your creative process was behind what videos you chose to have on the green screen, and what you were planning on doing when it was going to be in person, if you were going to use a projector, or if that was something you came up with after.
The images. I kind of had an idea of image that I want. I want a landfill. Originally, for the live performances, people would be like this. That's why I decided to do this. But I think to kind of create some reaction in the audience. And then I have the whole concept. My idea was starting from the ground and then climbing. And but I didn't have quite the whole concept created because I didn't know what I was really going to do. I had in mind some projection on the silks. That's why I used all the white silks. But I didn't have, I actually ran out of time to do projections on the silk. I have done that before, It looks incredible. There's a bunch of artists out there that they project exactly on the shape of the thing, and then it doesn't spill out the projection. But I didn't have time and money for that. But yes, the process was mostly us creating together than me dictating into this. Of course, at some point we have to like, let's just decide and do this. But most of the time we are working together. That's it. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. The video is still there. Thank you, thank you. And the one thing that I say, I applied this whole grainy kind of feel into the film, and also I choose to not take out the pixelation of the bodies, because it's kind of the microplastic that we are eating now. Everybody's eating that. It's in our system. It's proven. Some cadaver lab found microplastic, and so we need to take action on this. So that's why. So thanks, and I appreciate your time here. Thank people at home.